So this is the default Mugistore footer, and we will add more patterns with alternative footers to that. So we haven't added this pattern here with the icons and the image gallery or Instagram images to the main footer, but you could do that. And of course you can customize everything, and I show you how. So you go under Appearance Editor. And as I say, like, this is the first footer we have added. We will add multiple footers and also always variants, so dark version of each footer pattern, and you will be able to switch them out. So I will make more videos about that. So here on your main site, so this is our landing page, you could also already start to customize the footer, but I would always recommend to click here on the editor and go under template parts and see what you have here. So as you see with this blue little dot here, it means I've already customized this template. So let's see what I did, and you can always delete the customization. So this is how the main default footer comes. And for these smaller page template parts, I always recommend to go here on the top under options and put the toolbar up to top, so the customizations are not like in the element, but rather stick to the top. This is just easier, you have more room. And then second, I would always recommend to open the list view. And I really use the list view all the time for site editing in particular. It's still a little bit like rustic. We will have options to name these settings and not have just the default blog name, so this will improve as well. But it's good to see how this footer is actually being built. So there are two sections here. This is the main footer, and here in the main area you can customize the background color of this footer. Or, as I said in the previous video, is always helpful. So we use the background secondary color. The main is for like white, the main color, then secondary. So this is the second level of backgrounds. And I would recommend to not customize the color here, but rather under styles in the color palette directly. So you have a consistent set of colors you can use in the color palette. So have the background color here. Of course, you can set it to background primary as well, so just have it white. If you wanted to have a dark footer, I would recommend to wait for the variant color palette, which will be add in like a couple days, and use that instead. So all the font colors and stuff are automatically already applied for dark mode, and this is a lot easier. So let's go through the content. So the upper section here is just the newsletter. So if you don't want to have a newsletter, you can just delete the entire section just by clicking on the group and remove this element here, remove the block, the group block here. This is just what we use, and at the moment it's just a heading and the MailChimp for WordPress a plugin, but we will also support the MailerLite plugin and ConvertKit plugin. Is there ConvertKit plugin? I'm not even sure, but next step will be MailerLite that we support, so you have multiple options for newsletter forms to add here. So if you don't want that, you can delete it. Or you can just add your own block in here. Then the second part is the footer bottom. And here you see we use our grid block for that. And we have 4 columns for these elements here. So if I close that down, if I hover over it, I always kind of see what is being used here. So the first column, the second column, and you can use the heading and the navigation block. For this like default, you can also use just paragraph text. So we've kind of show you in the default footer different options how you can use that. Then for this one, we have added the badge, so you can like kind of just copy paste that element if you want to use that as well. So it's a flex box with just the paragraph and the badge. So you can't use the navigation with a badge, it doesn't work, so you need to use the paragraph and just add a link to that. But yeah, you can just copy paste the flexbox element, copying that block and put it anywhere you want to use that navigation element with a badge. Of course, you can customize the badge by just kind of clicking on it, changing the color. You can also, if you want to have a consistent color, you can change the accent color in the color palette again and just use that, or create a custom color for these kind of badges, and just by clicking on it you can change the wording for, like, if you have anything for sale or something. So you can just easily change that. And I would just always recommend to just copy paste the flexbox and put it in whatever element you want. Then for the fourth column here, we use just the social icons block, and with the logos only setting. So yeah, just the default settings, and we have the block spacing here added. If you wanted to increase that, you could just easily change that here. And again, you can kind of delete every kind of item you don't need. Then for the footer, we have 2 additional grid items, right and left. So actually the upper one is for these payment options, and you could just easily delete that whole grid item here if you didn't want to have that in your theme. And the last one is for the copyright. It's because of the responsiveness that we wanted to have the payment icons above the copyright. And here you can change the text, change your wording, and this is just manual. It doesn't change automatically at the moment, so you kind of need to update that when it's 2023. I think there will be probably blogs coming who do that automatically, but it's like that at the moment. Same here, you can like change anything. You can change the font size if you want to have a little bit of larger headings here. This is just like super easy in the editor now. And if you wanted to have this line maybe deleted or change the color or anything, this is just the first grid item here that is the separator, and it just uses the border secondary color. If you want to have it stronger, you can do that. Yeah, that's how you find it. So it's super helpful to click through the elements and kind of see how they are built. For the last section I go to that I wanted to explain is how we build these the section here with the cards. So it's looks a little bit complex, but it's just to get the styling how we wanted it. So it's our icon block, and you can change the icon here. It's not the prettiest version, so you just have the wording. It's not an icon preview at the moment. We will definitely update that later on, but this is just to get things running. So you always have 2 options, PayPal and PayPal in color, so you can kind of switch around, and there's like tons of icons, but you find all the payment icons at the bottom, so you can kind of change these icons. And we will update these to also support label text. This will be one of the next updates. So again, this is just a quick first version to get things running, but I think it's pretty cool. You could also delete the border here on the card and kind of like customize this a little bit. But yeah, this is how you can change these kind of stylings, but you have a lot of options. And of course you can just delete any flex item for any element you don't want in your theme. So this is always super easy to kind of customize these around. So yeah, this is the main thing you have in the main shop footer at the moment. And again, a variant version will come. And of course here the social icons, you just click in them and change, or you can add to them. So yeah, this is just like the default social icons block. You can just click on social icons and then you get the plus, and then you can browse all them or like search for anything you want to add. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I hope you like this footer setup. I think it's pretty versatile, and of course it's also like responsive. This is how it looks on mobile. So you have like a lot of space and you can kind of preview things. And yeah, I think it's working pretty well for the first version. And let me know if you have any like desired wishes, what you'd like say, oh, we need that in our footer. Let me know in the comments and we will try to add that in further updates, like with more footer patterns to come. Thank you so much for watching.